Hey guys, Azalea here. How are you? I hope you're well. Happy Wednesday. And of course, happy belated Mother's Day. I hope all the moms, stepmoms, dog moms, adoptive moms, spiritual moms, any kind of mom that you are, I hope you enjoyed your special day. I'm a fur baby. My dog didn't do anything for me, but that's okay, that's fine. But you guys see the title of this video, we are gonna be talking about the healing journey. So let's just get straight into this video. So just to do a quick recap, if you missed my previous vlog, I began talking about the healing journey and the general definition of what it is and becoming whole, and how many of us don't like to admit it, but we all have some healing that we need to do. I spoke about how on this healing journey, it has no end point. It is something that is a consistent, ongoing journey and process. And it is something that you cannot have pride with. People need to heal from past trauma, whether it's from their childhood, whether it's from losing a friendship, a relationship, church hurt, and all these other good things. However, with healing, you will learn that it's the most ugliest thing, but the most beautiful thing in the world, because the glory and the radiance that come off of you is undeniably gorgeous, is what I want to say. It's not what I want to say, but that's what comes to mind when I say that. So in today's video, we are going to actually be talking about the pathway, the steps, the actual journey itself of what healing encompasses. So y'all ready? The journey of healing begins with a self-check-in or self-reflection, and it acknowledges the need for improvement and attention of personal issues. Simply meaning that when you reach the point of you're tired of being tired of the same repeated cycles, you're tired of, you're tired of people probably calling you out on your attitude and certain things like that, there comes a time and there comes a moment where you literally would sit down and you start to question certain things. You would question, why does this keep happening? Or why do I respond like this? Or why does this and that and the third? You start to get a little reflective. And the truth is, it's almost like looking at yourself in the mirror. Now, I don't know how many of you know about a best friends check-in or a couples check-in. You know, with the couples check-in, you do it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever, and you check in with each other. Did I do anything to offend you? Did I do something that you like that you want me to continue doing? It's the same thing with yourself. And you don't want to just be doing it for other relationships, but you can do it for yourself. Everything starts with you. So the first part of the healing journey is doing a self-check-in and checking in with yourself to see what the hell is really going on. What is really happening? Each individual's healing journey is unique and can be sparked by various triggers, such as divine intervention, self-awareness, or external influences. Divine intervention meaning that you get convicted by the Holy Spirit. That is something that happened to me where God literally sat me down and was like, hey, I need you to check yourself on X, Y, and Z. It can be where someone calls you out on your bad attitude, and another one can just be just self-awareness, being aware of something that you don't like. Now, the truth is, none of us like to be called out on our attitude. The truth is, none of us like to have to look in the mirror and realize that, hey, what if I am a part of the problem? And it doesn't mean that it's a major issue. It just simply means that, okay, what is happening with me that needs to be dealt with? Again, this is where the whole healing process goes in, because if you find that every time a certain issue is rise, or you notice where if someone says makes a certain comment to you, you automatically get defensive. You're trying to figure out, okay, why do I keep doing that? Maybe it's because of something you're not over yet. It's the same thing with church hurt. I care in this a lot lately, people not wanting to go to church because they got an incident happen in church, or they were called out or something like that. So that is something that seems to be a real thing, real church hurt. I mean, I've had an experience before where someone in church years years ago. It's probably back in 2017, 2018, and they kind of like upset me about something. And I just was like, well, who the hell are you to talk to me like that? You don't know me, you know? And several people were around when it happened, and I was doing my best to keep my composure. And surprisingly, I did, considering the kind of individual I was back then, because my mouth can be my problem. I kind of kept it together, which is good for me. But, you know, I guess experiences like that do really have, I guess, depending on the kind of person you are, it does take a toll on you. But anyway, let's continue. The next thing that is on this journey of healing is your commitment. How committed, how intentional, how serious are you about getting better with yourself, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just how physically, if something happens to you, you become very serious about changing your diet. You become very serious about if you having to go to therapy because you want to get back, even if you're not fully to 100%, you want to get back to 75%. Some of you want to get back to 85%. Some of you want to get back to the full 100% if you can. And it's the same thing with healing in different aspects of your life. How committed are you? And you have to go the extra mile, which means utilizing various methods such as going to therapy, which there's nothing wrong. A lot of people think that there's some form of taboo and there's something wrong with seeing a therapist or a psychologist or whatever. There's absolutely. And for you all who do see a therapist or someone, you know, tries to tease you about going to therapy, listen, at least you're getting the help that you need. There's nothing wrong with getting professional help if you need it. And I recommend it. If you can get it, especially if it's being offered for free. Another method would be journaling, spiritual guidance, or personal introspection. Journaling, I have heard a lot of people say that writing tends to help. I personally I write, but I don't write. For me, I would sometimes just take notes. I would jot down notes about how I'm feeling. Other than that, I self-record, where I record myself and record my emotions. I'll play it back and I'll just think, oh wow, that's really deep on how I'm feeling today. Sometimes I even get a revelation. And sometimes that's a good thing too. You may have a spiritual advisor, a spiritual parent that you want to talk to who can also help you on this healing journey. And again, you may want to sit alone with yourself. And nothing is wrong with that too if you find that you are someone who feels the need to deal with it yourself, because sometimes on the healing journey, certain aspects of the path you may have to go through by yourself. You may have to go through by yourself to make sure that, you know, when you come out of that fire, when you come out of that heat, it's like you can look back and be like, hey, I did this on my own. I got through this, you know. Personally, for me, I've spoken to a counselor before, and this is just so y'all know, and this is opening up. I've personally seen a counselor before, but that was a while back. Currently, right now, in my personal journey, I don't see anyone. I personally either just voice record. I do this thing called neology, which is where you get on your knees and you pray. You pray to the Lord. And you find Bible verses that help along with it. And, you know, depending on what it is, I may ask a friend or two, like, their opinion. I definitely want to say the presence of God is essential in your healing journey. It is essential. It may feel a little lonely at times because the pathway to healing can be very narrow. It can be, even though it's important to have a village and it's important to have a support system behind you, you also, the number one thing that you're going to need on this journey is God, because He heals the brokenhearted. And sometimes the first thing you need to turn to is God and ask Him, hey God, show me. And this is something that I prayed, and as quick as I said that prayer was as quick as I want to say certain things would happen, and then I was able to point, okay, that's what I need to work on, that's what I need to recognize. Okay, I see what the problem is there. And sometimes you need to pray to Him and say, okay, God, what areas of my life do I need to heal from that I think that I may be healed from, but I'm not healed from? Do not underestimate the power of prayer when you're communicating with God in your healing journey, because I tell y'all, You're going to find peace. You're going to find solitude, but it's very much necessary. And also, one more thing I want to say about the healing journey and with God. Just as God forgives us for the many sins that we do, and just how quick we are to forgive others for hurting us, you need to find the grace that God gives you when you do something you know you're not supposed to do. Find that grace to forgive yourself. Because I found that in me working on myself, there were things that I've done in the past, and all of us have done things where we knew better and didn't do better. And I found that there were some things that I knew better, didn't do better, or some things that I did, and I guess I was more of the world. And, the more I thought about it, it's like, I don't think I've really forgiven myself for that. And, that's not how I was raised. My parents taught me better. And obviously, when you have the world, you do more worldly things. And I had to learn to forgive myself. So make sure that when you're in your healing journey and you also have God included, He's going to show you where you also need to forgive yourself, because He's forgiven you and He's given you that grace. So please learn to give yourself grace and learn to forgive yourself as well. Just how you're quick to forgive others, why can't you forgive yourself and give yourself the same grace? You give that person you with the same grace when they piss you off, so why you can't forgive and give yourself the same grace, right? Embracing vulnerability. In my previous video, and I said in the beginning of this video, the spirit of pride must be binded up and sent back to the sender. And the spirit of humility needs to be released. When you are healing and you are on this path, you cannot be prideful. The last thing you need to be is prideful, because you're only hurting yourself and you're only prolonging the process. You can't be prideful and be like, oh, that didn't hurt me. You can't be prideful and be like, oh, I don't need to deal with that because this and that and the third. No. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, listen, this is what it is and this is that. Like, fine, if you want to have pride with other people, sure, but don't have pride against yourself. You're only hurting yourself, like I said before. And I want to say be humble enough. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, to be honest with you, but that's okay. It's fine. If it comes to me, it will. If it doesn't, that's also okay. But you want to be humble on this journey, to acknowledge that things happen. You have suffered, you have your trauma, you've been hurt. This character that you've developed, or this new thing that you have in your personality, is probably, not you, but you have to confront your flaws. You have to confront your fears, and you have to be able to want to resolve with whatever conflict there is you need to resolve. Whether it's conflict you need to resolve with yourself, or it's something that you feel like you need to address someone about. Now, I don't even know if I want to say this, because I may get questioned about this later, but like, some of us, and me included, we may felt like maybe once upon a time our parents may have offended us with something, and we probably still hold it against them. We may want to address our parents about it, but when you're in the Caribbean, it's only so much of that you can do, and if you agree, you could just raise your hand. I've had one or two experiences where, my parents probably said something to me that I didn't like, and, the response was okay. It probably wasn't exactly what I wanted to hear, but, parents are going to be parents at the end of the day. Not all, but some parents are like that, right? But yeah, do not let the spirit of pride hold you back from wanting to heal. You have to learn to release. In order to grow, in order to heal, you have to be able to release and let go of certain things. And you can't do that with pride. Pride will stop you from doing that, and then you find that you're only holding in a lot of things, and then I'll put it like this. Don't allow yourself to hold you back from going into a new season. Don't allow pride to hold you back from entering a season where you would have needed to let go of what needed to be let go of. You needed to release what needed to be released in order to go into the new season. And that is something that I've had to learn, and God had to deal with me on that. Like, Azalea, I'm not allowing you to go into another season. I'm not going to allow you to do certain things until you deal with yourself first. Even coming on this platform and talking to y'all, or some people would say as I minister to y'all, you know how long it took me to get here today, to sit down in front of y'all and even talk about this. Like, I had to deal with myself first. So I wrote down a few self-checking questions that you can ask yourself while you are on your healing journey. And these are also questions that you can ask, whether you ask it to a friend, you ask it to yourself. But these are just a few questions to help y'all, or journal prompts if you are on the path of healing. So a few of the questions are that I use too. What are the underlying causes of my pain or trauma? What patterns or behaviors do I notice repeating in my life? What are my deepest fears and how do they influence my actions? What brings me joy, peace, and fulfillment? Are there unresolved conflicts or relationships that need attention? And for y'all who like to say, oh, I don't need to address that, and I don't need to resolve no conflict with this person, I don't need to... Listen, if you feel like that, fine. But if the relationship meant that much to you, and that's any form of relationship, whether it's with your mom, your dad, your uncle, your sister, your auntie, your Grammy, your best friend, the person you're with, whatever, then reach out and have the conversation if the door is open. As well as what is my theme Bible verse or worship song to get me through this journey of life or the path of healing. And yes, I had to include that question there because I feel like everyone has a favorite scripture, Bible verse, Bible chapter, or a gospel song that they listen to when they're going through certain things. Y'all know me. I will always represent Ecclesiastes, going through different seasons. There's a time for everything, and there's a season for everything under the open heaven. And I live by that. That is my motto, that there's a season for everything, and there's a time for everything. And when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. And Lord, that is the most difficult thing to do, especially when He tells you to be still, and you're just sitting there like, okay, God, how long you need me to be still for? But that's all about faith, but that's a different topic for a different day. The journey of healing involves navigating through mood fluctuations and embracing moments of joy amidst inner struggles. So though you may be going through your mood swings, learn to find joy in the midst of it. Learn to find peace is what they say in the storm. And your healing journey may feel like a storm at certain points, but ride the storm. Ride the wave. Ask God for peace during your storm. Ask God for peace during your path, because again, it is not the easiest thing for everyone. Everyone's path is different, but just focus on yourself and focus on God and focus on just getting better for you. Focus on you for you. No one else can do it for you. The ultimate goal of the healing journey is deeper self-understanding, alignment with core values, and discovering meaning and purpose in life. And yes, as you go through your healing journey and through this path, you will learn more about yourself. You will learn more of your dislikes, your likes, your pet peeves. You will even begin to start setting boundaries. Yeah, I went silent for a moment because I realized I've started to set boundaries subconsciously. I've started setting boundaries, and I don't voice them. I just kind of react in a certain way or just do certain things, and it's like, yeah. And you will discover the meaning and purpose to life, because there is more to life than being sulky and, feeling sad all the time. Like, you have to find light. You gotta find light. Nobody is gonna find it for you on this pathway to healing. Nobody is going to find that happiness. You have to find it for yourself. And this is where, again, intentionality comes in. You have to be intentional and you have to be serious. You cannot sit down and have a pity party and drown. I know it's hard sometimes, and sometimes life can kick us in the hip, but you have to find that light. You have to find purpose. You have to, and sometimes you find your purpose in your journey, which is one of the best things that can even happen. Again, like I said, each individual's healing journey is unique and should not be compared to others, emphasizing the importance of embracing one's own path. So please, whatever y'all do not compare your experience with someone else's experience. Now, if you want to compare notes, like to see how did they handle certain things, that's fine. But your journey may take longer than someone else. So someone's journey may take only 2 months, where yours took 6 months. Someone own may have taken 6 months, while your own may take a year. But do not compare your path and your journey to others. Focus on your lane, stay in your lane, stay on your side of the road, drink your water, mind your business, and focus on the task at hand, which is you. So as I close, I'm going to leave you guys with this quote. Healing is a complex journey, not a smooth ride. Embrace its highs and lows as your unique voyage. Avoid comparing it to others. Your healing journey is special and uniquely yours, because at the end of all of it, you will have a testimony. And nobody can share your testimony but you. Unless they're like, oh, I listened to someone share their testimony, and listen to what they have to say. I listened to someone share their testimony, which can be your testimony. So at the end of the road, there's going to be a testimony, and that you have to remember you're an overcomer. You're going to get through it, and you will be okay. We're all going to be okay. We're all growing here. We're learning. Life does not come with rules, like I always say. But that is going to be all for today. Thank you all so much for watching my video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I hope you loved this video and enjoyed it. I will be doing a part 3, which is going to be my own personal experience of what I've already, I don't want to say accomplished, but what my healing journey has looked like and what it looks like right now. So you guys can stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that this video reaches whoever it needs to reach. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment if you wish on how your healing journey is going. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. I love you. Bye.